Hi everybody, I'm Fred Sabernick from Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to talk to you about primary sclerosing cholangitis, or PSC for short. I was diagnosed with PSC 15 years ago, and at the time I had no idea what that meant, or how much it would impact my life going forward. I've had a relatively easy disease course, but I still needed a liver transplant 6 years ago when my disease progressed. As we lead up to PSC Awareness Day on October 29th, 2018, I want to share my personal 3 best and 3 worst things about having PSC. My third worst thing about PSC is pruritus, the scientific term for itching, or as I like to call it, the itch. Before transplant, the absolute hands down worst symptom I had was itching. The kind of itching that comes with PSC has no bounds, and I itched from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, and from the roof of the mouth to the back of the knees. It's hard to describe the feeling, but a close friend once called it fire ants under the skin. I scratched myself raw and bleeding on my arms and legs, and spent many nights staring at the ceiling, praying the itch would stop just long enough to sleep. My third best thing about PSC I call my days of gluttony. This requires some explaining. One symptom I had with PSC was weight loss, and when I tried to compensate by eating more, the sky was the limit. I could eat 2 or 3 times a normal calorie load, and don't hate me, continued to lose more weight. This meant 6 meals a day with snacks, daily ice cream floats, or cookie extravaganzas, all without any guilt attached. Unfortunately, those days are gone. Now when my appetite is peak, especially when on steroids, I balloon up just like everybody else. My second worst thing about having PSC, as Mel Brooks would have said, high anxiety. PSC is so poorly understood and so unpredictable that those of us with the disease rarely have a worry-free moment. You can't help but be aware of every little change in your body and health and wonder if they are PSC related. Instead of confidently making plans for your future, you may not be able to make and keep plans for tomorrow. Despite my liver transplant, I've developed PSC again, which happens about 25 to 30% of the time, so I'm back on the roller coaster for another anxious ride. My second best thing about having PSC Thank you, Cheryl. When my condition worsened, I took it as a personal challenge. PSC would not beat me. I did whatever it took, whether it was full-on study of the disease and its mechanisms, or getting myself into the best possible physical condition. I also learned how to live in and savor the moment instead of putting things off to the future, and these new skills have profoundly changed my life for the better. The worst thing for me about having PSC is watching others suffer. I won't lie, PSC is not pleasant for the patient, but it can be even harder for the people around you, your family, your friends, and others in the PSC community. I watched it change my family, and that hurt. When my closest friends treated me differently, I was grateful and concerned, but it still hurt. But nothing is more painful than seeing the carnage that this disease has brought on my PSC friends and the lives that it has taken. So we have it. The best thing about PSC, hands down, and I won't be the only one to say this, is my PSC family. For many years, my PSC was either dormant or I had relatively mild symptoms. When that changed, I looked for support online, and I went to my first PSC Partners Seeking a Cure conference in Chicago. On arrival, I had no idea what to expect, as I didn't know anyone else with PSC. That changed within 5 minutes of arriving, and that first person I met became a very close friend for life. Since then, I've been blessed to be a part of the best support community, my PSC family, I'm proud and honored to work with the incredible volunteers and staff of PSC Partners as we seek to provide support, sponsor research, and bring awareness to this insidious and often invisible disease. Okay, if you've made it this far, you obviously possess superhuman patience, and I thank you for your time and attention. Please help us spread the word about PSC before, during, and after PSC Awareness Day on October 29th. To learn more about PSC, visit the PSC Partners website at pscpartners.org, or you can also go directly to our awareness page, pscpartners.org/awareness. Thanks again for watching.